Red Ranger versus Leonardo. The Red Ranger. I guess they realized White Ranger versus Leonardo have been done to death, huh? Also, they didn't want Tommy to come back for a third time. So, I've decided that for this battle, when I'm discussing it today, I'm going for the most part to ignore the solar eclipse causing Varrock and Rita Repulsa. I'm a bit skeptical of how they applied to attack power, and also they didn't acknowledge them, either of the feats, in Dragonzord vs Kiryu. And in fact, in the past, they stated the Megazord is below planet level, as the superior upgraded form was one-shot by a Planet Buster. The greatest thing I could find for Jason Lee Scott that both supports below planet level Megazord, let's not go around saying the Red Ranger alone is stronger than the Megazord, mind you. A lot of people seem to think that I was saying that Dragonzord is planet level just because I briefly mentioned that some people consider him planet level. Seriously, you're gonna say that I'm an idiot because some other people consider him planet level and I debunked that planet level Dragonzord would beat Mechagodzilla? Who's really stupid there? But also a thing for Jason Lee Scott that doesn't put him at a power level as downplayed as Tommy in White Ranger vs Epion. Which, to be fair, wasn't that important as the White Ranger himself didn't take on Epion. It was in the Tigerzord. Apparently, and don't quote me on this because I couldn't give less of a rat's anus about Power Rangers, Jason is a match for Tommy Oliver, who himself is able to best Goldar and Rito Revolto. Rito, in its smaller form, survived a crash into the moon that hit with around 666 gigatons. Fitting. Jason is also able to dodge Rita Repulsa's attacks, which can move at Mach 37,686, although the Rito scaling is more impressive, as Rito dodged Lord Zed at 5.34 times the speed of light, and if Jason scales to that, he's strong and fast. So if we say that mid-range Jason, ignoring planet-level scaling but above the extreme low balls, is what we're comparing to Leo, we have to discuss which Leo we're using. Obviously a composite Leo is all of these, but let's talk about each individual one. There's 1987 Leonardo, who's like war level, but can dodge laser beams. Live action Leonardo, who's also like war level. 2012 Leonardo, who took out a guy that tanked a 90kg explosion of TNT, and shouldn't be stronger than Death Battle's take on Super Shredder from his series. Super Shredder from his series, they put at oil tanker truck level, and those on average are like 40 US tons. So that'd be roughly where they consider 2012 Leo at his best. The next mutation Leo should die in ultimate hell. Rise of the Ninja Turtles Leo should scale to Mikey, who yeeted a cargo ship with 472 tons of TNT, and Raph smashing a really big rock with 480 kilotons of TNT. Those are all impressive, all stomped by Jason. Then there's 2003 Leonardo, who can take hits from the Sword of Tengu, which is able to destroy villages and castles, and with Gushin is superior to Raphael's Banrai, which is stated to be able to shatter mountains. So the strongest Leo is mountain level, and the fastest Leo can dodge laser beams, which may or may not be the speed of light. So, Leo's fucked, because he's not going to be able to beat a guy that can take on a guy who can tank 666 gigatons. Except, then there's Dragon Leo, and Leo with his chi. With his chi, Leonardo could contend with the Mystics, who could match the Ninja Tribunal, who could match the original Tengu Shredder, who also did a Lunar Eclipse feat, so if you want to include the Power Rangers Solar Eclipse feats, well, here's one too. But also, he was so powerful he could warp and recreate the entire world in his image. Consider that the Mystic Ninjas could take out the Ninja Tribunal, who themselves could match the Tengu Shredder, who is strong, and the Mystic Ninjas are the lowest ranking soldiers in Tengu Shredder's army. At his peak and as a dragon, Leo could match Tengu Shredder as a dragon, briefly, which is a more beefed up version of the Shredder who warped reality on a global scale. This puts 2003 Leonardo at low planet level at least in his dragon form. A mid-range would place his chi-powered form and his dragon forms at regular planet level. But okay, Ranger fans, I hear you. You can't accept that a planet level Leonardo is more viable than a planet level Jason. What about planet level Rangers? So Rita's Solar Eclipse feat is 158 zetatons, and Varrock's Solar Eclipse is 714 zetatons, and the low range of Tengu Shredder's Lunar Eclipse is 730 zetatons. So the low range of the Tengu Shredder in his weakest state before he was at his maximum power is 730 zetatons. And when you consider that Dragon Leo fought the Tengu Shredder at his maximum power in his strongest form and was able to last longer than the rest of his brothers and the Ninja Tribunal in that fight, well, if you use high balls, 2003 Leo wins. Their low balls, 2003 Leo also wins. Their mid-ranges, 2003 Leo wins. This is in raw power though, not necessarily in speed or such. Jason is way faster than any of the Leos. So if base 2003 Leo takes a full-on hit, he'll probably die, but we've seen that Leo can activate his chi, like, instantaneously. So it's probably not going to matter. But will Death Battle recognize this? I doubt it. I don't think Death Battle are going to use 2003 Leonardo, or they'll use a composite Leo, and not likely give him the planet level moniker, because other Leos don't, and they're going to say that's inconsistent, even though obviously it is, because they're completely separate versions of the character. And what was it, Turtles Forever already established that every incarnation is a different universe, because that had the Mirage 2003 and 1987 Ninja Turtles all as separate individuals. And then in one scene also shows like all these different versions of the Turtles across different versions of the franchise, like live action, and I think it even included the anime OVA, which I didn't expect, as well as the alternate timelines that exist within the 2003 series itself, like the same as it never was in the superhero universe. So, even though obviously it's going to be inconsistent if you use a composite, you dumbasses, they're probably going to say that's too inconsistent to be viable, which is stupid. If you're going to use a composite, you were including the best of every version, not trying to find a middle ground between every version. Of course, Leo, all of them have the advantage in training and skill, and generally are just better fighters. And while that's kind of important, the most important thing in a fight generally, and this isn't all the time, but generally, is one of these three things: attack power, speed, and hacks. If a character has really good hacks but lacks the speed to use it before the enemy kills them, it means nothing. If a character is really fast, and like a million times faster than the opponent, but can't even hurt the opponent, that speed's unimportant. If a character is a beast in power and can one-shot their opponent, but the opponent has a hacks ability that will one-shot them better, it won't matter. In this case, all three variations of Jason lack the power to kill Leo once he activates his chi. And because of Leo's stealth abilities and near instantaneous activation of his chi, it won't matter if Jason is faster. But there are a few kind of massive things to discuss about this. Leo might not be able to access his chi, as he doesn't after Season 5 of the 2003 series. We've also not seen him become a dragon since that time either. And he definitely can't access the Gunshin, as not only is it a weapon he doesn't normally have, but he gives it to Faraji after that guy was brought back to life. And if you don't include his magical powers, well, Jason shitstomps both mid-range and highball. Whether or not he shitstomps low-ball, I don't know, but Jason wins this pretty handily if you don't include Leo's chi. So, who should win? I'll leave that one up to you guys. Personally, I think with his chi that Leo wins pretty easily, and without it, he's got no chance. Who will Death Battle have win? Honestly, I feel like they'll have Jason win. Not only has Leo already won 2 Death Battles in the past, but Power Rangers haven't had a single win so far. The Megazord is so outclassed by Voltron that it honestly didn't stand a chance. I don't get people arguing the episode was wrong. You'd have to scale Daijujin to the Galaxy level feats in later Power Rangers series for him to win. Tommy has also appeared twice, both of which led to his death. So this feels like it's being set up for a Power Rangers victory, and I honestly think he's probably going to win. Although it isn't impossible they'll subvert expectations and give Leo a win, but I feel it's less likely. Also, there is a good chance that they're going to use Dragon Leo in the fight animation and have Jason summon the Tyrannosaurus Rex Zord, because they've already shown that they like having Rangers summon other Zords. So having a Ranger not summon a Zord they should be able to summon would be kind of strange. You know, because Tommy has been able to summon Zords that aren't his in the past. Jason should be able to summon a Zord that is his, right? That just makes sense. So they're going to have that fight, and I feel like in that case, they're going to say that, oh, well, the Tyrannosaurus Rex Zord has done more impressive feats directly, and they're going to ignore the fact that Dragon Leo took on a planet reality warping demon god thingy. They're just going to ignore that, or they're going to be like, well, he lost, so that means he's not planet level, even though he survived and then won afterwards. But, you know, that's just a small thing.